Usually at the end of the year, the guides for the following year are about to get published. So in this video, we'll be talking about what guides will be updated for the 2025 season, and some guides will not be updated. So stay tuned. So usually the guidebooks for the upcoming year, usually they are published at the end of the previous year. So usually at the end of 2024, which we are now, the new guides for 2025 are published usually in November, December. Now we're at the late in November and no new 2025 guides have been published yet. So what I did is I emailed the various publishers, Cicerone, Pilgrim, the Village to Village guides, and also the Brierley guides, the publishers of these guides, and I asked them, what are your plans for 2025? Because I know there are people at home maybe planning to walk spring 25 and maybe summer 25, and they are looking to get a guidebook and they're waiting for the new editions. So here is what they told me. The Village to Village guides did not come with a new edition in 24, but they will come out in a new edition in 25. So in 25 we'll have the Camino Frances guide is coming out in a new edition. It's going to be out in January. Also the Primitivo guide, Finisterre guide, Del Norte, and the Portuguese guides. The guides that I have in my hand here are the 23 editions, but they will be coming out in January with a new 2025 edition. So if you are a Village to Village guide fan and are planning to walk in 25, I would maybe hang off, wait a little bit and get the new guide in beginning of January. As soon as I have them available, I will start selling them. If I have a concrete date when I will be getting them, I might be selling them, do some pre-sales as well. So you could buy them, and as soon as I have them in, I'll ship them along. I did talk to Michael as well. He has the Wise Pilgrim guides. He will be making new editions of the Portuguese, the Norte, and the red one. This is the Frances, which I don't have in anymore. I'm sold out. But he will have these three guides, the Norte, Portuguese, and the Frances, available for 2025 editions as well. Should be available sometime in January. Michael's Primitivo guide and the Via de la Plata guide will not be updated for the 2025 year, so those guides are available as the 24 editions. What else? Cicerone. I talked to Cicerone and they said they will be updating the Camino Frances guide. This is the guide that they have available, which is a map guide and the bigger guide. So this will be available sometime in February, they said. So all of these dates are very more or less, they're not accurate, because sometimes they say February and it's January, or sometimes it's February and sometimes it's March. Also, the printing of the book might be done in February, but until it gets to me in Spain, it might be March. So anyway, okay, so I also contacted the publisher that publishes the Brierley guides, and they told me that the next edition will be the 2026 edition, and it will be coming out one or two at a time in the second half of 2025. This means that if you're a Brierley guide fan and are looking to walk in spring or midsummer of 2025, the edition you will have available to you is the one that we're selling right now, which is 2024 edition. So if you're one of those people that like having a guidebook with you, or want to do a new Camino, you don't have a guidebook from before, and you want to get the Brierley book, you might as well get it now, because it's the same book that I will be shipping to you now. That will be also have available in the beginning of next year. So second half of 2025, the books will be then available for 2026. Of course, they don't know any more specific dates. So let's say you're working September 2025. Will the book be out by then? I don't know. That's the answer. So for Brierley, you might as well get it now if you're interested in getting a book and starting to plan your trip now. And then the question is, do you really need a guidebook? And some people like the guidebook because it's you could make notes, you could sit at home, make your planning, make your day by day. You're thinking of staying in this place, or you read on the forum that this was a good place, and you can make a little note in the book. And when you're out walking as well, you get to a place maybe midday, have lunch, and in the afternoon you could sit there and plan the next day, looking at your notes. So people like guidebooks for that reason. Of course, if you're using apps, apps will be much more updated, and that is of course better if that's something that you're looking for. Of course, books as well have much more information than sometimes the apps will have, although the Wise Pilgrim app does have the same information available in the book that they have in the app. But I think books will still be something that people usually would like to have. It's also a good memory when you come back home with looking at your notes. You can kind of go back and review your walk with looking at the notes and the information that the book has on each stage. So what I'll do on the Camino Forum store, where I sell all these guidebooks, I'll set up a new category which will be books made for the 2025 walking year or walking season, and I'll add the books that will not be updated for 2025 and add them to that category so that you can see which books are the latest editions of all the various guidebooks for you to purchase. Some of these books might be the 2025 edition, some of them will be the 2024 edition if there's no new one. At least so that you can have one place where you can go and look. If you want to get the latest book for the specific author on a specific Camino, you can go in that section and you can have a look and see which one you would like to get. Also keep in mind that with the latest shipping prices that I've updated now, since I'm shipping with Correos, shipping a book is much cheaper now than it used to be, especially to Australia, New Zealand, and US and Canada. The prices have gone way down on the shipping, so that might be something that might be of interest to you to know. Also, if your shopping cart is more than 50 euros, it's free shipping with a postal service. Very good. So I think that's about it. Hope things are good where you are. Stay safe and happy planning for those planning the 2025 Camino already.